Last year I decided to be very intentional with everything I'm doing because I'm on a path to be one of the greatest. I am on that path and intentionally so, if I'm not already. So Shari Afrikas really opened my eyes. I was like, whoa, okay. People will like it. I have a very strong imposter syndrome that does not allow me to celebrate myself. So half the time I don't even think that much or as much as the average fan about myself. But then now, I'm trying. I mean, the light in which you see me is not the same light in which I see myself. Half the time, I see myself as half of what you see me as. Yeah. So that means that makes me work so much harder. Yeah, it doesn't allow me to get comfortable. It makes me work so much harder to get to where I want to be. I can, but the catch is I can't immediately. But I have seen that I can, and that's why I decided, there are specific ways of making money in music, and the best way and the most consistent way is through live shows. That's the most promising way. There are other ways, but the most consistent one that you are more in control of is live shows. So as much, where was this train of thought going? If you consistently make sure you're always performing, then that means you are consistently making money and you're consistently building your brand. You're consistently in people's minds as long as you're consistently performing. And for you to perform, you have to have a catalog that these people know so that they can come because that is what they like. And for you to have a catalog, you need resources. So it's a so people would say without money it's a losing game. The root of it all is money, because at the end of the day you need a catalog, and for you to build a catalog you need money to record it so that people can know it. After you record it, you need money to market it, to push it and to put it into people's faces. A catalog is your work, your body of work. For a musician, that is your CV, that is your catalog. So hizi songs zote zenye umekuwa ukiwork on, that's your catalog, that's what you're selling. And people have to know it before they buy it. Juu hivyo ndio dunia ina work. That's why sampling is important. So Shari Afrika Live is for sampling. I have done endorsements with LG and Nice and Lovely. Those are the only two brands I have worked with. Influencing. But I could model. I mean, for LG they just did auditions, we sent in videos, and if they were impressed, they pick you. I don't like it when people say music is a business. It is not, because it is not. An artist is an artist. An artist is not a businessman. An artist is supposed to provide art. And then I'd argue that you shouldn't do music to make money. You should be doing music to communicate, to share a gift. But it is only right because you are going to spend resources doing it, that it gives you those resources back so you can sustain it and keep it going. But what that means is, if you make it too much of a business, you lose the art. If you make it too much of the art, you lose the business. And so you have to create a balance between maintaining your art and also finding a way to make business out of it without compromising any. And it is not easy to achieve. It is not. And so when people are out here judging artists ati they make bad music or nijua wafanyi marketing, ati you should be international, they why alisema vizuri, wewe hiyo biashara yako yenye unafanya, mbona wewe haujaenda international? Sio ya international, si ya artists peke yake. Ideally, if you think every business is a business and functions the same way, then every business should be performing the same way. So wewe wenzako kama wanauza madesigner na wakifanya fashion shows in Paris, mbona wewe nguo zako haziko huko? Because it is not easy and people need to give musicians some grace. As you maintain working on your art, that would mean you're focusing on one side and then leaving the other to die. Like I said, you have to create a balance. It is difficult to achieve. No one even has a blueprint on how to achieve it, but you'll have to figure it out if you want all of it to work. It has been done. Like, how did Ayub Ogada go international? That man, sijui kama there's anyone who has made any alternative artist from Kenya who has made as much money as that man did and has gone to the lengths that he did with the kind of music that he was doing. I don't know if there's any other person who has been fortunate enough to achieve that. Sasa unaona tuko tuna referral gapi? Why? Because it is not as easy as people think. People just think it's because you're not marketing. But then at the same time, unatoa wapi pesa ya kumarket? Yeah? Unatoa wapi? I recently went to a venue and they were like, you need to invest in instruments. I gave them a quote of what I'd like to get. And then they were like, they seemed hesitant and I was telling them, this is because I need to hire instruments to perform here because you guys don't have them. And they were like, and you should be investing and buying these things. And I'm like, you guys want to pay me 5,000. If I go and take a loan and buy instruments, how will I repay that loan? Because it won't change. You will still want to pay me 5,000 whether I have my instruments or not. So how will I repay that loan? Yeah, I was telling them because when aniuma sana, when people think you're not investing, you're not working hard, they just can't see what happens behind the scenes. They can't see how much you struggle. One song in a good studio costs maybe 20,000 minimum. Hiyo ni song tu umeenda ukafanya audio, baada hata uja shoot video, and video utapata the cheapest at 50,000 for a good video. That's the minimum you can get. Yosha invest 70,000 one song. Watu wanataka kuone ukitoa songs consistently throughout the year, not knowing how this money will come back. The reason is not ndio niji sustain, because remember I work, so I look to my job to sustain me. But times zenye nimejipata nikicompromise, it's because I just want to perform. I just want to perform. I just want to share the gift. I just want people to hear. I just want people to enjoy. And so mtu akinifinya itakuwa Okay, ni sawa tu, you need the money. Not really. Ni more of, let me just do it basi. Because people need to listen to these things. I didn't write them so I can listen to them myself. As much as I wrote them to communicate and maybe to release, it has to go somewhere. Some of these songs can help someone else release what they're holding on to. So somehow it has to reach. Just see, the way I said, we are messengers. It's been put inside of us so we can give it. It's a message. Tunapitisha. It's like mtu wa posta achukue barua and then aende akae nyumbani nazo. Yeah. Anafaa kuzifikisha mahali zinafaa kuenda. And that's how, for me, that's how I see music. It's not just a commodity. It is powerful. I don't know why people don't see it that way or understand it that way. But music is so powerful. Powerful enough to bring down nations. Powerful enough to build them back up. Powerful enough to start uprisings. Sarafina si alikuwa naimba. You remember that movie? Music is powerful for so many purposes. Just more than making money. It can do so much more. So sipendi ikionwa tu as a business. It is not. It is a mode of communication, a very powerful one. For me as an artist, ni ngumu sana unicategorize. It's very confusing for people. Kuna watu wanafikiria I do the kind of music that Serereka is. Kuna watu wanafikiria I do the kind of music that Nyaboma is. Mimi nafikiria I just do music that I resonate with, regardless of where it falls. And so I am very cautious about being boxed as a one-type artist or mtu aseme either a mainstream artist or an R&B artist or a this artist. I'm just a musician, messenger of emotions, regardless of what that language is, what that rhythm sounds like. And so because ideas don't come as one type ideas all the time. They come in different ways. And like I said, this is a message you've been given, so you can pass it on, regardless of whatever it sounds like. Kama inakuja in form of R&B, record, patiana. Kama inakuja in form of folk, record, patiana. Ikikuja in form of gengeton, record, patiana. Hivo, for me, that's how I see myself as an artist. Now, being this, it's difficult because people want to box you. People want, ndio relate na where you have to be doing one thing. So for me, I've been so fortunate with everything that I do. I find myself in different spaces, very different. Like one time niko studio na kina Triomio, another time niko studio na kina Angala. Very two different and opposite worlds. But for me, battle inakuanga, these things have to exist as one. I si poa zikiwa hivo na hivo. That's why maybe we don't enjoy the kind of reach that Nigeria has, because they've managed to just mash up everything that they do into one. So saa zile Davido atasonga na Kenya anafanya, AG Baby atasonga na Kenya anafanya, as much as ni two different sounds, they will all seem the same. But for us, tumejiseclude. Anyway, I enjoy being in both spaces. I learn different things in both spaces. When I'm with young people, I learn different things. When I'm with the oldies, I learn different things, and they help me see the world in two different perspectives that I can later use to join. So inanisaidia sana kufigure out how to bridge these things. Someone has to do it. Someone has to do it, and it is for the benefit of everyone. So old people nimemeet mostly in live, and especially when I was singing at Dagos. Most of them are people who have toured the world singing blues. Akina Steve Kiwinda na akina Devi. Mike atajam nikimsahau, na Mike na Mike as well. Just the whole Dagos Nomads band. Akina Ngala pia meet old people his side. Have I met people working in Kisumu? I wouldn't term them as old. No, they're not old. But the older generation has a different way of seeing things, and it's almost too rigid. It's very rigid, but still there's a lot to learn. And then the younger people are very experimental, very open. So my experience with both of them it's been a learning process for me. For now, it's been more of a learning process. I wouldn't say I've learned more from one side and less from the other. They're both, yeah, kuna balance. Everyone can sing. You can sing right now if you choose to. But there's a catch, not everyone can sing well. And not everyone who can sing well even wants to sing. Hi, Veril. Wako wengi sana. Even campus tulikuwa wengi sana band. We want few, or many, very many. But only few of us have chosen that path. Just how badly you want it. How deeply you feel it. Kuna some of us who see it as a purpose. Something you have no choice but to do. Like you can't see a world where you're not doing it. And then kuna some of us who don't feel that deeply about it. They can do it whenever they want to. And they see a life where they're not even doing it, it's still okay. So I think to kila mtu choose path yake. Kenya na feel more deeply about, ata gravitate towards that. You know, kuna song yangu inaitwa Dreams in my upcoming EP. Iko na everything I'd like to say. It has everything I want to say. At the same time, kitu tiko kwa kichwa changu ni song ya Sauti Sol. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you smile. Everybody's judging anyway. You're only here for a while. Raha usijinyime. Usijinyime raha. You know, at the end of the day, your happiness is just entirely dependent on you. You get to choose what makes you happy and what makes you sad. Literally, like, I can choose to be sad the next hour, or I can choose to be happy and just be very optimistic about everything in life. Other than doing everything that makes you happy and makes you smile, work hard. Just work hard. Work hard. And smart. Because if you just work hard and not smart, you may not, achieve the things that you want to achieve. Learn the system. For every artist out there, learn the system, learn how it works. Really learn it, like usidepend on vitu zenye unasikianga watu wakisema. Do it, learn, fail. Do again, learn, fail. Do it again. Yani consistently, just keep doing it. Hadi siku yenye utacrack hii system, ujue venye ina work. And then when one person cracks it and is generous enough to share it with other people, then we all crack it. It gets easier for all of us. So I think the most important thing for us is just learn the system. Learn how it works. And then make it. And when you do, make sure every other person makes it too. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on every social media platform. I go by Shari Afrika, SHARI space AFRIKA. Everywhere, yani kila mahali yenye utatafuta hiyo jina utaipata. And make sure you follow me and subscribe.